This one's going to be a little bit different today. I am just so grateful right now, and I'm so proud of myself. That feels really good to say. It's a full moon. Every full moon, every new moon, I do some reflection with the help of Chris Corsini. I'm going to link him in the description of this video. He hosts bi-weekly workshops every full moon, every new moon. It's donation based, so you really have no excuse. You can literally donate him $1 and take his workshop. I've been doing his workshops every 2 weeks for about 2 years now, and I just started reading through, because I'm a nerd, I take notes. I don't just take his workshop, I take notes in the workshop. And I was just reading through my notebook, and I know that I've changed. I know that I've worked to change. I won't say that it's been necessarily easy. I've lost friends, I've lost clients, I lost entire businesses, I lost all of my money. I am living in my parents' house. I'm reporting live from the bedroom that I grew up in as a child. I moved out of this home when I was 19 years old, but I am back here now at 35, and I have never been happier. And I think that we put so much pressure on ourselves to change, to be better, to do better, to accomplish more, to do all these external things. But I'm reading through my notes, and I'm reading through the change that I've made, and the biggest change that I've made is that I can feel happy with nothing. Seemingly nothing. I have so much, but according to society's standards, I have nothing. I had very successful six-figure businesses in the past, but it didn't make me happy. And here I am now, happy. Yes, of course, it's important to change your life from the outside, to go after the things that you want, to manifest and da 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 da. But are you happy? The biggest transformation that I see within myself is that I'm happy and I'm positive. I used to be so negative. I used to have so much. I had a job where I got paid to travel the world. I had a job where I was making $20,000 a month working 5 hours a week. Like, I've had the things that people want, and it didn't make me happy because I thought that those things would come in and make my life better. They didn't make my life better. I had to make my life better. If I wanted my life to be better, I had to take accountability for my life. And over the last few years, I've done that. And it happened slowly. It didn't happen overnight. But now, sitting back and reflecting on it, I'm just so proud of myself for not giving up on myself. I'm proud of myself for being honest with myself, for allowing myself to feel my feelings. The change and transformation that I have seen, yes, it has come from habits, from routines, from going to the gym instead of smoking weed. There are a lot of shifts that I've made, but the biggest shift that I've made was just being present with myself and not being afraid of what I was feeling, and being honest with myself has wildly transformed my life. We have all these impressions that like change is so hard, and I'm not denying that it's been hard. Like I said, I've lost things along the way. I've had hardships, but truthfully, staying the same was harder. Staying and living that life, that materialistic, like my happiness is going to come from things life, was so hard. It was so hard to keep up with, and it was so draining. We have this notion that change is so hard, but at the core of it, it's really just about being with yourself, being honest with yourself, finding safe spaces for yourself. We all have that voice, that internal voice, when it's talking to you and it's saying like, hey, there's a red flag here, but we continue to go forward anyway. Listening to those red flags has been so important for me. Also, listening to the green flags when something comes in and it lights you up. It's sometimes hard to stick to the green flags. We're so used to those red flags. We're so used to self-sabotaging. We're so used to things having to be hard. And that is the biggest thing that I have taken from my transformation. Things are only hard when we resist. When we resist that little voice inside telling us, hey, this isn't for you, and we go forward anyway, that's when things get hard. When we feed into our fears, that's what makes things hard. Life doesn't have to be as hard as we make it, and we really need to let go of the idea that nothing worth having comes easy, the idea that in order to change you have to suffer. You don't have to suffer. You can choose what you want. You can choose the way you want it to be. I think that that is the biggest thing that I have taken from the last 2 years, is that I have stopped making it so hard. It doesn't need to be as hard as we've been making it. I hope that, like, if anyone gets anything from this video, it's just that, like, listen to that voice inside. That voice inside is asking you to change, and you're afraid that change is going to be hard. Not listening to that voice is harder than anything that will happen along your journey to change. I promise you that life will get so much better and so much easier when you just start following that voice inside that's calling for you to change. I know you know that voice. I had that voice inside of me for years before I started listening to it. And now I have this beautiful relationship with my body, with my intuition. We support each other, and my life is so much easier now. And on the outside, if you were to look at my life, you would think that my life is harder now by societal standards. My life is not as great as it was before, but inside it feels so good. And that matters more than anything. We need to let go of the facade. We need to let go of what people think. We need to let go of what it's supposed to be. It doesn't matter what it's supposed to be. Follow that voice no matter what it says. Get out of here and come here. When you live from your heart, when you live from that intuition, that inner guidance, I promise you everything will be so much easier. I don't really know what the purpose of this video is today, outside of just sharing a very real moment. And I just felt like I had to pick up the camera and be present with this moment here instead of doing the video that I had planned. So it felt right in my heart, and I'm trusting that. And I'm not trying to control it with what's going on in here. I am just literally begging you to listen to your heart. Listen to that voice inside. The change that you want is in here. It's not in here. It's not in thinking like, what new habits do I need to do? What foods do I need to eat? What books do I need to read? What podcasts do I need to listen to? None of this matters. Listen to this. Your own inner guidance will tell you. I can't tell you what to do to change your life. No one else can tell you what to do to change your life. You know what you need to do to change your life. What you need to do to change your life is inside here, and you can do it. You can. I promise you, if I can, you can. If I can give up everything that I gave up to follow what is in here, because it feels so secure, it feels so right, it feels better than any paycheck, any designer item, it feels better than anything that I've ever had. Just following this, it is a security that cannot be bought. It is a confidence that comes from deep within. It is a power. It is your superpower, and no one can take it away from you. I hope that you choose to live in your heart today. It is a full moon. It is a super full moon. I hope that you let go of letting this control whatever is going on for you right now, and come to here. And if you don't know how to come to here and you're like, Jackie, what the hell are you talking about? Come to your heart. All you have to do to come to your heart is put your hands on your heart and close your eyes and breathe. Just give yourself a minute. Put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, and breathe and feel and see what you hear. What you hear is the guidance coming from your heart. That internal guidance is yours and yours alone. Nothing is more powerful than that. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I will see you next week.